I hate ordering this drink from coffee shops, specifically because of two reasons. It's either it's too bitter or it's too artificial because they use fake orange juice. It's the orange espresso, so let's try and fix it through cocktail techniques. So to do this, we'll be doing milk clarification. But first, we need to measure out our cold brew concentrate, which we brewed at 1:8 ratio of coffee and water. I'm making around 2 cups, so I'm using around 250 grams of cold brew concentrate. Since the issue with using real orange juice is that sometimes it's bitter, I'll be adding some sugar to round out the flavor. Since we'll also be doing milk clarification, we'll need to adjust this acidity through citric acid. This because I found that orange juice lacks the necessary acidity to curdle the milk. Another point with that be it's called orange espresso, so we'll need to add that in to make the drink. So just give it a quick little mix to make sure everything's dissolved. I'm also adding a pinch of salt to reduce the bitterness of the coffee and to balance out the sweetness of the sugar. So now you want to get a separate bowl and measure out your milk. I'm using around 100 grams for this batch. If you plan on making this, ensure that you pour the coffee into the milk. This to ensure proper curdling. So after a few minutes, it should look a bit weird like this. This is normal and it's just the milk curdling due to the acid. Once it's done curdling, it's time for the most time-consuming part of the whole process, filtering it out with a paper filter. Another note for people planning to make this, remember to discard the first few drops during the filtering process to remove any chance of cloudiness. And in the end, it should drip like this, pretty clear. Though it'll maintain some of that coffee tint, I think it's much better compared to the initial look we had. So it's the next morning. Since then, I've transferred the drink into another container and woke up looking chopped as hell. My face card is none of your business, so let's focus on the coffee instead. We'll be serving the drink iced, and so yeah, let's just give it a taste. So after tasting it, you can expect it to be a bit more lactic compared to normal orange espresso. I personally think that's not a bad thing because it kind of reminds me of an orange creamsicle. The drink is more mellowed out with less harshness from the coffee and the orange, and I think it's just easier to drink in general. That's pretty much it. I think it's much better than the normal orange espresso. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.